As a 35-year-old single mother to a vibrant, beautiful, intelligent, so creative 7-year-old daughter, I love being her mom. I would never sugarcoat anything to anyone, especially women. You know, I'm here to look out for women who are seriously considering stepping into the role of motherhood. I would never tell anybody not to, because I don't regret my child. I love her to death. But mom ain't having no more. Factory's closed, okay? Factory's closed. I'm going to give you the raw, the uncut, the shit that no one tells you, and the things you don't know until you actually are a mother. So I'm going to cosplay today as your guardian angel to let you know what those things are. And I'm being so dramatic right now and so extra right now because I really want to get this out there. I really want women to know these things, okay? They're not going to tell you this, all right? So listen up, okay? Numero uno, be prepared to be a single mother, okay? Whether you are married or not, okay? And I emphasize on the married or not because there is a lot of women who bash other women and even men who bash other women to say, oh, you should have gotten married first before you had it. It doesn't matter whether or not you are married or not, okay? Life never prepares you for anything, all right? So what that looks like is you could have a husband, all right? Y'all are in a wonderful, healthy relationship. The husband is a provider. He's a protector. He is fulfilling the role of a father, all right? One day, father goes to work, accident happens, boom, father is dead, okay? I don't mean to say it like that, but that is the reality. That is how life works, okay? So when you have a child with the father, you are now a single mother, okay? And I'm talking to you like this because no one tells you this at all. Everyone thinks that life is so straight ahead, it's so linear, and doesn't show you the curves and the downward hills and the upward hills of what goes on in life, okay? So be prepared to be a single mom, okay? And that can also look like you might be married to the father, and then next thing you know, y'all might end up having a divorce because things didn't work out between the two of you. Guess what? Okay? If you do co-parent, you are still considered to be a single mother. All right? So enough of the bashing of women and, oh, you know, you should have did this, you should have did it the right way. That's not always a guarantee. Okay? We want things to work out the way we want, but that's not how life works all the time. These are the things that you have to consider before creating children. Because the image that comes to people's heads are always, oh, single mother, she was never married or she was never chose to be married. That's not always the case, all right? You got mothers who were never married. You have widowed single mothers, divorced single mothers. It's all kinds of situations. So let's stop pretending and acting like it's just one type of single mother, okay? All right. Now we're moving on to number 2. So that little village that everyone talks about that you have to have, you know, it takes a village to raise a child, don't exist, okay? Very rare, and if it is there, if you do have that village or that community, appreciate it. Appreciate those who are helping you, because it's extremely rare. All right. And I'm going to emphasize on that right now. So what that looks like is, even in my situation, okay, the only person who helps me with my child, the only person, is my mom. She is pretty much the grandmother, okay? She is pretty much my child's second mother. She is pretty much the father of my child, all right? So these things that people always want to talk about, or, everybody's so excited when, there's a newborn baby that comes in. Everybody's like, oh, I'm going to help you, I'm going to pick her up, and I'm going to, Don't listen to that. Don't. Okay? I'm trying to help you out. All right? I'm just saying. I'm really trying to help you all out. All right? Now, I'm going to go further into expanding on my situation. I have only one sibling. Okay? I have a sister. She lives 15 minutes up the street, up the road. She don't come around. Okay? Now, this is me I'm not bashing her at all. I know she has her life. It's not her responsibility. She ain't make the child. Okay? And I love my sister. I do. She's not around. And when she says she'll be around or she's going to come, she don't come. So for people to think that because you have this little bundle of joy that they're going to be so happy and so ecstatic to take care of your child. Oh, I'll take her off your arms. Nah, that don't exist. So consider that, okay? I'm just the messenger. I have the experience. I know. All right. Okay. I had to stop the video the other day, and now I'm continuing on, and we're talking about this false sense of community that everyone thinks that they're going to have suddenly once the baby arrives. And no, that's not the case, because if you yourself as an individual don't have any type of support with anything you do, what the hell makes you think that once a baby comes into the picture that you're going to get any type of support? If anything, it's probably going to be worse than it is now. And if it's non-existent now, it's damn sure going to be non-existent when the baby comes. So I don't know. Just don't go into this blindsided. Creating a child is not a hobby. This is your time to literally go ahead and create somebody that can be an extension of yourself, but can also contribute to the society. So whatever you put into your child, whatever you instill in them, is going to reflect, in their personality, how they are as a person, whether they're a child or whether they are an adult. It's not this is a serious thing. People don't think about that. They really don't. And that's why you have people that say, oh, everybody shouldn't be a parent. No, everybody should not be a parent. But sometimes what happens is, once you create a child one time, you love on that child, you do the best that you can. But if you know stuff is hard now, what are you creating a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, sixth child and beyond? What are you creating more for? Like, I'm talking to you all because this is a serious thing, and people don't think about that. They don't. And when shit is literally too late, once the child is here, everybody is crying, everybody is whining. It's a serious matter. So don't think everybody is going to help you with your child, because more than likely 9 times out of 10, they're not. Okay? They're not. So, number three is accomplishing dreams are extremely difficult. Okay? Extremely. And it kind of ties into the previous topic that we just talked about as far as no support or no community or village. It's kind of the same thing, because if you don't have the community or the village, it's like extremely difficult to accomplish your dreams. And I'm going to give an example regarding with me. Right before I had my child, I was enrolled in community college. I did all my prereqs, did awesome, got great grades, got good grades, all A's and B's, 1 C in like anatomy and physiology. Okay, so while during the summertime, I got pregnant with my daughter. So I was like doing math classes during the summertime in order to kind of speed up the process and me finishing up prereqs. So while during the summer and the fall and winter, I was pregnant with my daughter, and I really thought I was going to do everything do everything that I could as far as school goes. And I'm like, great, this is awesome because I can provide for my daughter. I can do all that. Newsflash, when I was trying to do school, when I wanted to go back to school and apply for the program and do the TEAS test, my mother straight up told me, and as much as she is a big help in my life, she's awesome, I have no complaints, but she straight up told me, she said, yeah, I don't know how you're going to go to school because I'm not taking care of your child while you go to school. I'm not changing my work schedule. I'm not doing none of that. She didn't even have to change her work schedule, but she straight up told me she wasn't doing it. So that's why I tell people, don't go into this blindly and thinking shit is going to be sweet, because it's not. Okay? I literally could have finished school. I could have not been sexually active. And actually, the guy, her father, who I was with, I should have been done and finished with him a long time ago. You know, a little off topic, the very first time when I broke up with him, I should have kept it that way. I shouldn't have went back. I shouldn't have did none of that. But now here we are, and we can't change the past. So this is just to tell you, if you have dreams and you have goals, please focus on that. The only thing I can tell women is 100% is to abstain from sex. Okay? I don't care what birth control you're taking. I don't care if you're using condoms, if you're taking the pill or the patch or whatever the hell they have out there. I don't care, because all that stuff has side effects. It's not good for you, okay? You're doing all this to please a man, honestly. They don't have anything for them to keep from having babies, but it's always put on us as women. All I can tell you is the only thing that is 100% guaranteed is to not have sex. Close your legs. Focus on your goals. That's the most important thing. Please do that. And I kick myself all the time because I just think as women, where we're in these relationships with men and we're just not thinking clearly about nothing. It's like we're just so blindsided. We put all of our trust and all of our eggs in one basket just to prove to one guy that we love them, we care about. It's like none of that. When you look at things like that and you look back in the past, you're thinking like, and I'm trying to refrain from cussing so much. I'm working on that actually, but I'm saying to myself like, yo, what the fuck was I thinking when I was with these guys? Like I had It's my child's father, and then I had a high school sweetheart. Those are the only two guys that I've been with. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I literally wasted some of the best times of my life on two stupid ass guys. Like, just stupid. Not serious, don't want to take anything serious. Everything is about them and their needs, if you know what I mean. Just keep focused on your goals, please. Your future self is going to thank you, and it's going to be so overwhelmed with joy that you made these decisions early on in life. I'm telling you, about 70, maybe 80% of guys ain't shit, and they're not worth the time. They waste your time all the time, most of them. That's not for all of them, because I would never put that on all guys, because I'm not a feminist. I would never claim to be a feminist. But I will tell you, as a woman, a lot of them ain't about shit. All they worry about is what they can do or what they can gain for themselves. And a lot of it is physical. When it is time for you, or not when it's time, but when you actually feel like it is the best time for you to have a child, you can provide for your child. You can do what you can for your child. And if you need childcare, daycare, or some type of babysitter, it's easier for you to get these things or to acquire these things once you have money, once you have resources. If you need a time away from your child, or you need like a little break, you can get that because you have the money, you have the resources, okay? So if you want to be a mother so bad or really bad, just go after your goals first, okay? Because in my opinion, I feel like, now not all the time, but a lot of times I feel like women are probably better mothers once they hit like their mid-30s or 40s, because they have a lot more patience and they have a lot more wisdom to pass on to their child. So just focus on the goals. I know I keep saying the same thing. Just focus. I'm begging you, okay? I just want the best for women. That's all. I want them to do better for themselves. They always say choose better. No, I say do better for yourself. Okay? Look out for you. And you know, I'm going to tell you how I'm aligned with what I'm saying. I'm recording a video outside, and I stopped the video to let a mom and her 2 children pass. This lady has 2 kids under 5 years old. One of them is screaming and hollering, and she's having a hard time. And the other one she has next to her, but she's focused more on the one that's crying, and the youngest more, because she's trying to get him not in line, but just trying to make sure that, you know, he is walking beside her. She's pretty much juggling 2 children. And as you know, as you see all the time, the woman is always with the child or children by herself. Whether the father is working, whether he's not in the picture, whatever the case may be, she is always stuck with the children. That's the shit I be talking about. Okay? It's the weirdest thing. I'm recording this video and I'm talking about women having children, and here goes a woman with her 2 children, and she's trying to make sure they're okay. They walking up the street. Being a mom, of course. So we're going to move on to number 4. Okay? Number 4 is depression, anxiety, loneliness. Okay? Postpartum depression, all that at an all-time high when you step foot in the world of motherhood. I'm going to give you another example regarding me. There is this stigma with a lot of men where they think that postpartum is something made up. It's is this something that's made up? you know, they don't really go through that. You know, first of all, me as a woman, I would never tell a man what they don't go through. And I don't think it's right for men to do the same. Okay? Anybody who says that postpartum depression is made up hasn't gone through that, and they would never want to step in that world. Okay? First of all, I didn't even think nothing about postpartum depression while I had my child. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I was happy. I felt good. I had my times where I was snappy. Don't get it twisted, okay? I had my times where I was snappy, but for the most part, I enjoyed being pregnant. I loved being pregnant. I hated working a lot. I worked a lot on the weekends, literally from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, because I went to school during the week. But beside that, I love being pregnant. I didn't think that I was going to even come across postpartum depression. Never thought about it. I can tell you, I didn't think it was going to last. When I had it, I didn't know it was going to last as long as it did. As of recently, probably in March of this year, 2025, the beginning of the year, is when I just started feeling normal. So if you want to know how long that is, I'm going to tell you. 7 years. 7 damn years. I'm going to tell you what postpartum feels like. Postpartum depression makes you feel so hollow and so empty, and it makes you second guess everything. You're thinking, I wanted to become a mom, but did I make the right decision? Even if you thought you did make the right decision, postpartum, I'm telling you, that shit ain't nothing to play with. I would rather be on my period. I would rather be on my menstrual cycle. And my menstrual cycle used to be, that shit used to be terrible. I would rather have gone through my period and go through PMS rather than postpartum depression. I'm trying to tell y'all, when women tell you all that something is wrong with them, or they're feeling a certain way after they've had their baby, please listen to them. Just please listen to them. They're not just talking, they're really feeling. Postpartum depression puts you in a hole, a mental dark hole, where you feel like you will never crawl the fuck out. Mind you, I was going through this for 7 years. I recently just started feeling somewhat normal. Also, loneliness is at an all-time high. A lot of your friends that you had before you had kids, especially if they don't have kids while you do, that's going down the drain. They can't relate to you. They can't relate to you being a mom because they're not parents. Family. I mean, my family, especially with me on both sides, was non-existent before, and it's damn sure non-existent now. Okay? The depression, because you feel like you're not doing your duty as a parent or as a mother. The depression where you feel like you're failing your child because you're not feeling good, because everything is on you. Everything. You can't call the father up half the time. I mean, with a lot of women, you can't do that because, you know, they don't take nothing serious. A lot of them, they don't take shit serious. And people always think, oh, I'm married, No, even when you're married. I've heard a lot of stories about married women feeling like they're single mothers. And they're sitting here taking care of the husband as well. So I just want to reiterate all of this to you. You are at an all-time high of having postpartum depression, regular depression, anxiety, loneliness, all of that. Nobody is here to save you. Nobody. And there's also a lot of depression where you have a lot of FOMO. You're looking at everybody on social media, and we know how social media works. It's literally just a moment where it's captured, like just one moment. It's not like it's their life. You don't know what their life is like, people's lives, but you're looking on social media and you're thinking everybody is out here having the time in their lives, and I'm up here and I'm depressed because I'm a parent now and I have to sacrifice. Now, this is me not saying you're not going to enjoy being a parent, because there's a lot of people that do. I'm one of those people. I love being a mom. I do. But there are times where I'm like, damn, I'm out here missing out on all kinds of stuff. And it just puts me in a sort of depression because I can't engage like I used to. I can't just walk. I can't just go wherever I please. I have to either touch base with my mom to see if maybe she could watch my daughter for a couple minutes, or, if it's safe enough for my child to go. You have to consider everything when you're a parent. You're just not worrying about yourself. You're worrying about you're worrying about your child first and foremost. Now, we're going to move on to the final point that I want to get across. And that is, consider the uglies of this world. I've talked about in past videos that I homeschool my child. I homeschool my child for a lot of reasons. One of those reasons is I don't want other kids' beliefs, personalities, insecurities to rub off on my child. I'm not with the indoctrination that a lot of these schools are putting on young kids regarding sexuality, regarding a lot of holidays, regarding a lot of things. I'm not with all that. Me personally, when I was younger, I still carry some of the beliefs, but I'm not active. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. When we went to school, a lot of things like reproductive health, what else was talked about? Things with like science, more specific like evolution. Before we were engaged, or before we even engaged in that type of education, we had to get a permission slip signed by our parents, asking if it was okay, if the parents were okay with the child engaging in the education, or if they were against it. I don't know if that's what they do nowadays. I don't know. But from what I'm getting or from what I'm hearing, I'm seeing that there is a lot of indoctrination and beliefs put on children regarding, sexual orientation and things of that nature. Okay? Not even just the education system. This world, what can I say? It's fucked. It's terrible. Just everything. Okay? This world is terrible. If you don't want to constantly be anxious about what's going to happen with your child and their mental health, don't have a child. If you're one of those people where you are always on edge about everything, don't have a child, because it's only going to magnify it or maximize it by like 1,000,000%. This world is so terrible that it's freaking ridiculous. I think I got a little off topic when I was talking about me being raised as a Jehovah's Witness. My parents, with the evolution theory, they didn't allow me to engage in that because that goes totally against what Jehovah's Witnesses believe. We don't believe in the evolution theory. Now with the reproductive health, like the stuff with like women and like young girls learning how to be more hygienic and care for themselves, like when they're on their menstrual, they let me go into that. They thought that that would be helpful for me. But from what I'm hearing, I don't really know for sure. I'm not 100% because my child doesn't go to school. But from what I'm hearing on social media and from a lot of people, they're not even giving kids a choice or giving parents a choice to keep their child from engaging in this type of education, as far as the education system goes. I got off a topic with that. But this world is just, growing up in the 90s, we played outside. Kids were outside. They were outside because you know why? It was a lot safer. And we had more community and more village, because if we were down the street, I had friends who had parents that would watch over us and make sure we were okay, and vice versa. So if anything happened with either one of their kids, either one of the parents could, hey, something's going on. Not today. We don't have that. Kids can't. You know how wonderful I would feel if I could just let my child go outside and play without having to worry about her safety? I would love that. Can't do that. I can't do that. The 90s and now is like two totally different times, and it's so sad because I want my child to experience what I experienced. This world is fucked. And I am a very optimistic person. But as far as the world goes, I'm telling you, I'm just not with it. I'm not with it at all. Now, the whole purpose of this video is not to discourage women into not having kids. The whole purpose of this video is to give you the raw, the uncut, and the unfiltered about the reality of having kids, especially if you're not ready to have them quite yet. This is me yet again being a guardian angel and letting you know, get your shit in order before you have kids. And even when you do have your things in order, that's not always a guarantee that parenthood is going to go smoothly. Parenthood never goes smoothly. I don't care how much resources you have. I don't care how much money you have, how much support you have, whatever. You can never be prepared for parenthood, motherhood, whatever. And the way my delivery is, it's right in your face, but at the same time, I'm being a little humorous about it because it's the only way for me, myself, not to get so emotional about it, because it's hard. I'm struggling myself, but nonetheless, I hope you gained something from this video. I hope you apply it to your life. And please, again, don't take anything that I'm saying lightly, because none of it is a game. It's not. Parenthood isn't a game. Motherhood isn't a game. Whatever, however you want to look at it. I'm going to say motherhood because I'm a mom. Motherhood is not a game. It's not anything to take lightly and to thinking like it's a hobby. So until then, see you later.